The sheer physical strength and endurance Serge Survival had to possess in order to run 25,422 miles around the world is truly astounding. For 5 years and 3 months, he literally got up every day and ran the equivalent distance of half a marathon, an unparalleled athletic endurance achievement.
He's like a diesel engine. Turn him on, he runs his 28 miles at a constant pace, and according to what he told me, he runs about 7.5 miles per hour, which is a pretty quick pace, and be able to recover by the next day.
The physical challenge alone is mind-boggling. But for Serge and Nicole, it was just half the battle. To accomplish their goal of traversing the globe, they also had to map out logistical plans for crossing international borders, traveling the high seas, and stopping for supplies and fuel wherever possible. Navigating through foreign lands and surviving on meager provisions were part of their daily lives on the road. They had no corporate sponsor or support team. It literally was Serge and Nicole against the world. So how were they able to confidently take on this incredible journey?
Serge's background as a mountain guide and as a competitive boxer definitely helped him take on this difficult task. He learned something about being a gladiator, something about being a warrior, something about being able to take on big challenges.
As a young boy, Serge's parents instilled in him a love for mountain climbing and nature. At an early age, they taught him survival skills that enabled him to endure the most adverse conditions while exploring the great outdoors. But exactly how did Serge and Nicole manage to survive on a daily basis during this ultimate challenge? They thrived on their spirit of adventure and their love of freedom, of nature, of kids, and of each other. They lived off the land and on the road for 5 years, carrying everything they needed to survive in a trailer attached to Nicole's motorbike. Their home sweet home consisted of a tent, 2 sleeping bags, a machete to chop wood for campfires, large jerry cans to store water and gasoline, 2 pots for cooking, and enough food to sustain themselves before reaching the next village. They lived mostly on coffee, pasta, tomato paste, cans of tuna, and lots of Coca-Cola for Serge. Serge ate a wide variety of local foods to fuel himself while on the road, but he never took extra vitamins or food supplements on his epic run. He did, however, supplement his caloric intake and hydrate himself by drinking over 6 tons of Coca-Cola on the world tour. Serge burned an average of 5,000 to 8,000 calories per day.
Serge had it down to a science with the calories he took in, that he burned as many as he needed each day and magically was able to replace that amount, or he never would have been able to accomplish what he did.
On their 5-year journey, Serge and Nicole spent 1,200 nights sleeping in a tent, bathing and shaving wherever they could. They traveled alone in dangerous, wild, and remote locations, often unaware of the local dangers.
When I look at the logistical problems that Serge and Nicole faced, just getting around the world, getting themselves fed, getting themselves clean, facing germs in different countries, facing language barriers, that to me is absolutely the most incredible thing.
The daily trials and tribulations of getting the motorbike through customs and traversing difficult terrain were only overshadowed by the more serious issues Serge and Nicole faced on the road, when they both contracted life-threatening malaria from mosquitoes in areas with limited medical facilities. During their 5-year run, they also encountered civil wars in West Africa and had to travel through the Middle East just days after the 9/11 attacks. Surviving on the road in ever-changing climates meant starting the day's run at 2 a.m. in the Sahara Desert to avoid intolerable heat, bundling up for blizzards in Canada, and bracing against 3 hurricanes while running through the United States. In his youth, Serge boxed at a weight of 130 pounds, and when he crossed the finish line of the World Tour a day before his 50th birthday, he weighed just 131 pounds. Serge actually ran 25,422 miles after major surgeries on both his knees and an ankle. He literally burned through 64 pairs of running shoes on the road, each leg pounding the ground an estimated 33 million times during the 5 years on the run. But the physical hammering his body endured was second only to the mental stamina he needed to complete the journey.
To go as far as Serge went, it was vitally important for him to have his wife Nicole with him every step of the way, supporting him every step of the way, because if he had been alone, he would have been out there for 1,000 miles or 5,000 miles, but eventually he would have cracked. The 2 of them together was a much, much stronger unit than any one person trying to go it alone.
Serge Survival was 45 years old when he embarked on his 25,422-mile run around the world. For 1,910 days, running through 35 countries, on 6 continents, he demonstrated unparalleled athletic abilities while simultaneously raising awareness for children in third world countries. Despite all of the mental and physical challenges, Serge and Nicole endured, accomplishing their goal. Today, at age 57, Serge Survival continues his work as a mountain guide in the Alps.